Hey guys, welcome back. So this week my kids started school and I wanted to make a command center to organize my life a little bit. Here's what I saw at Pottery Barn. It cost around $350, so this was my inspiration. Of course, I didn't want to spend this much money. So here's what I came up with. This is a budget-friendly command center that looks kind of similar to the one that I saw at Pottery Barn. So this one only cost me around $40 to make. But if you don't have any of the supplies at home, maximum it's going to cost you around $50 to recreate this entire look. So if you're interested, stick around and I'll show you how I did it. So first I just got this chalkboard from Hobby Lobby. It measures 17 by 23. It was $7.99. And if you download their app, they have this 40% coupon that you can use at least once a day. So I used that coupon to buy all of these items. So I got a discounted price for mostly everything that I purchased. Next, you're going to want to get a magnetic whiteboard. Measures around 18 by 24. Hobby Lobby had one for around $16, and Walmart, I believe, had one for around $9 when I went to see. Then you're going to want to purchase 4 of these cork boards that measure around 11 by 17. I got these from Hobby Lobby. They were around $5 each. And using my coupon, I got them for around $3 each. And the last major thing you're going to need for this project is this heavy duty artboard. The sizes I got was 16 by 20 inches, and I got 2 sheets for this project. Oh, and I picked this up at Hobby Lobby. So I'm reusing my old whiteboard and blackboard from my kids' room. So if you are buying all these brand new, try to buy them with a white frame already so you don't have to paint. But I had to paint these, so I used chalk paint and I painted all the frames for the boards. And you want to use chalk paint because of the laminate finish on the boards and the frames. If you use regular paint, it's not going to stick to it. So make sure to use chalk paint if you also have to paint the frames of the boards like I did. Now, just by buying those boards and painting them, you've already completed 4 boards out of the 6 for the command center. Now next we're going to make the 2 filing folders for the command center. So to make the 2 mail organizers, you're going to want to use the remaining 2 cork boards that you have and the thick artboard that we bought. So first, just download the templates that I have available in the description box below and trace those templates onto your artboard and cut it out using your utility knife. Now, if you want, this step could be done using wood as well, but I wanted to come up with something that didn't require using a saw, even though I have one at home. I wanted this to be an easy DIY that everyone could do using household items, so like a utility knife and this super thick board. But if you like, you can easily just use wood, and if you have a saw machine at home, cut that out using this template and use your wood glue and nails to glue that together and make it in the same way. Okay, so for one of the mail organizers, you're going to need 2 of these rectangular shaped cutouts and 4 of the triangular shaped cutouts. Next, you're going to apply some E6000 glue to the bottom right and bottom left side of your cork board and just put the sides of the filing folder and glue that there. Then you're going to add some more E6000 glue on the inside flap when you've already put the cardboard there, and use some masking tape to hold that in place. Next, I added E6000 glue to the bottom of the corkboard as well, and then I used that artboard that I had and put E6000 glue on either side so that I could stick it on top of the other 2 sides on the corkboard. When you're gluing the board to the sides, you want to make sure that it lines up. The top of the board is lining up with the sides, so it's making like perfect angle on both sides. It's not above it or below, so it kind of seems like a perfect basket. To hold this board here in place, you're going to use some more of that tape and just stick this tape, but make sure you wipe any glue off before you do this, because the tape on the front of these boards, we're going to take this off later before we paint it. So this tape is not going to stay. It's just being used right now to hold the board in place while it dries because of the E6000, but we're not going to leave this on for later. So make sure there's no E6000 spilling out on your sides, because if you stick your tape on top of it, it's just going to permanently stick there and you're not going to be able to take it off later. Now I just want to make sure this basket is pretty sturdy, so on the inside of the basket I'm going to add more of that E6000 glue on the edges and then add more of the masking tape on top just to make sure that it's really sturdy. And I used a pen to kind of get the E6000 glue in there and then just put the tape on top. So for the top basket, you're going to do everything the same way. Just make sure that the sides are touching the top corners of the top of the frame. That's just how I did the spacing for the template. Once again, make sure after you've assembled the entire basket to add more E6000 glue on the inside of the basket and we'll use more tape just to make sure that it's going to be really sturdy. Next, we're just going to let this dry overnight. So the next day, I didn't show these steps here, but I went ahead and removed the masking tape from the outside of the male organizers, and I gave both of them a quick coat of paint. And I used my chalk paint once again. Next, I'm just going to use this silicone filler that dries super fast, and I'm just going to use it to fill in any of those cracks in the edges and on the sides of the male organizer. So you're just going to apply a bead of this along each one of the edge lines and use a damp cloth to wipe off any of the excess. So all this filler is just going to go into the cracks and it's just going to create that perfect seam so that there's no gaps, and it gives it a really professional look, like it's one cohesive piece. Next, you're just going to finish off the organizers by using your chalk paint and giving it a second coat of paint and allow that to dry, and you're done. So here's how everything should look when it's painted. For my whiteboard, I didn't have a calendar whiteboard. It was one of those plain white ones that I took from my kids' room, and I just used a permanent marker and a ruler to create the monthly calendar on here. So you can do that as well if you're reusing an older whiteboard instead of buying a new one. Next, to finish off the organizers, I went ahead and got some chalk labels from Hobby Lobby, and I glued one to each of the baskets. And underneath there, I glued these really cute silver adhesive hooks that I got from the Dollar Tree. They came in a pack of 6, and I glued 3 to the bottom of one of the each sets of baskets. Next, I just used a hammer and nails to get everything hung up on the wall. And I think it turned out really nice. It's not exactly like the one at Pottery Barn, but it looks pretty close, I think. So I'm happy with it. Plus, it really organized my life, especially with both my kids going to different schools and all the paperwork and everything they get sent home. So there's enough cabinets and organizers in here to hold everything that you need, as well as any grocery lists that you need to make or keep track of any of your calendars or stick stuff on the board. So I think it has a little bit of everything. Plus, it's super budget friendly. So I had most of the stuff at home. This only cost me around $20 to create this entire look. But if you don't have any of this stuff home, down to the paint, you have to buy everything, you can do this entire thing under $50. So I hope you guys found this video helpful, and if you haven't done so already, be sure to subscribe and hit that little notification bell so you see all my latest tutorials, and I will see you guys in another video, God willing. Bye!